This is the new Audi A6 Allroad, and these are 6 things you need to know about it. Like, for example, you can have less screens in it, or that it's not just taller than the RS6, but also... keep on watching. We'll start in the front, but not with the Allroad specific single frame grille, but under the bonnet. The A6 Allroad debuts with a mild hybrid 299 horsepower V6 diesel, and for the first time with a 367 horsepower plug-in hybrid. The A6 Allroad e-Hybrid has a 2-liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine with 250 horsepower and an electric motor which produces 140 horsepower. These figures don't add up, hence we get 367 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque. The 20.7 kWh net capacity battery provides a range of up to 95 kilometers. There's an 11 kW onboard AC charger. A full charge takes approximately 2.5 hours. The V6 mild hybrid diesel produces 299 horsepower and 580 Nm. The mild hybrid system consists of a belt alternator starter and a powertrain generator, which generate up to 24 horsepower. And then there is an electric compressor. In layman's terms, this means plenty of power in any situation. Next on the list are dimensions. Ground clearance and width. In particular, the ground clearance is 34 mm higher than in the regular Avant and 16 mm higher than in the previous generation Allroad, and the width is a whopping 11 centimeters greater than in the Avant. This is the first time Audi Allroad is so much wider than the regular A6, and the new A6 Allroad is even wider than the previous generation RS6. What could that mean for the new generation RS6, if there is any? It took a while for Audi reps to tell me what's the actual ground clearance in the new A6 Allroad in its normal setting, because everyone repeats X millimeters more than Y, but nobody knows how much Y is. This data wasn't even in the technical specification on the Audi media site, but finally I was told it's 156 millimeters. Depending on road conditions and speed, the standard air suspension operates within a range of 55 mm. It lowers by 20 mm at highway speeds. In off-road and off-road plus modes, it raises. Up to a speed of 85 km per hour, it increases by 15 mm, and up to 35 km per hour in off-road plus mode, it increases by additional 20 mm. Also significant is the body's width, which is 11 centimeters wider compared to the standard Avant. This is the first time the A6 Allroad has a wide body. Now we'll just have to wait for the new RS6. This estate is over 5 meters long. How are you going to maneuver it on a narrow country road? Do not panic, the A6 Allroad has all-wheel steering. At low speeds, the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction to the front wheels, which helps reduce the turning circle. The speed threshold is around 60 km per hour. I'm generally a fan of rear-wheel steering. You just have to remember that a car is equipped with it, because the first few tight turns in a parking lot can be a bit surprising and end in a scratched side. And sometimes at higher speeds, the car can be overly agile, but once you get used to it, it's difficult to go back to cars without rear-wheel steering. There's no running away from screens unless you buy a Bugatti. As standard, the Audi A6 Allroad has an 11.9-inch driver display and a 14.5-inch central display. The 10.9-inch passenger display is an option, and you can skip it. You're welcome. Audi promises excellent cabin soundproofing, contoured seats with ventilation and massage. I recently discussed this with my physiotherapist, and spoiler alert, massage in car seats doesn't do much. Other than that, it's a standard Audi A6 cockpit. I'm not a fan of either the piano black or the touch panel on the driver's door. And that third display, how often does your front passenger prefer or needs to watch something instead of talking to you or simply looking out the window? Is this one of these features to appeal to the Chinese customers? The wheelbase has increased only marginally, but legroom was never a problem in the rear of an A6, right? There is now a new panoramic roof, which is electrically, magically dimmable. Apparently the rear seats are now somehow adjustable, but I couldn't find any way to adjust the backrest angle or to slide the seat forward. Maybe it's an option, or maybe I just don't know how to use an Audi. There are, however, individual controls for 2 climate zones, and the side seats are heated. Unfortunately, there is still a huge tunnel running through the middle. Before we take a look inside the boot, let's talk towing. There's a reason why you're considering an Allroad, right? The PHEV can tow up to 2 tons, like the standard e-hybrid Avant. However, the diesel can tow up to 2.5 tons, which is 400 kilograms more than the Avant with the same powertrain. Boot volume is 466 liters in 5-seat configuration and 1,497 liters with the second row backrest folded. That's in the diesel model. In the PHEV, it's 404 and 1,423 liters respectively. There's practically no underfloor storage. The all-wheel drive system, the traction battery and air suspension compressor take up a lot of space. I quickly measured the boot. Its depth by the floor to the second row backrest is 120 centimeters and about 210 centimeters with the second row backrest folded to the front seats. The width is 103 centimeters between the wheel arches. I forgot to measure the height to the cargo cover, but to get 466 liters, it should be around 40 centimeters. Okay, it was supposed to be 6 things, but I should tell you the pricing at the end. As I'm standing in this studio in late May 2026, the TDI V6 starts at €77,250 and the PHEV starts at €80,250. Sales in Europe start in autumn 2026 and the overseas sales will start in 2027. And how do you like the new Audi A6 Allroad? What changed for the better and what you're not a fan of? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like my sarcastic, down-to-earth and possibly mildly amusing car reviews, join me every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video as it helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.